Hi, it's Marty at stampwithmarty.com, and I'm here with another tutorial on creating punches with stamps. The last tutorial I did showed you how to make a punch out of an SVG formatted stamp, which is the most recent version of stamp brush that's from Stampin' Up. And this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do it with the older version, the .png files. At the end of the tutorial, I'll give you a link to a written tutorial that I found on mydigitalstudio.net, which is what gave me this idea in the first place. So the first thing you need to do is to download the software called Inkscape. It's found at inkscape.org. Please be careful that you get to the right website. So let me say that again, inkscape.org. It'll look like this. You can download the software in the top right hand corner here, and it is free software. It's very simple to download and install. Once you have done that, open Inkscape, and it will open to a blank window like this. You need to find the file that you want to convert, and so you click on File and then Open and navigate to the location of your stamp brush sets and the one that you wanted to work on. Today we're going to do For All You Do, but let me just retrace the path with you. It's on your C drive under Program Files. Then you're looking for My Digital Studio, which is here. And then you want Components and Stamp Set or Stamps. Then scroll to the one that you want, and For All You Do is what I'm working with today. We'll click on that and open it. But here's the butterfly we're going to work with, but look at those great flowers, and I'm going to come back and do those again later. So let's open the butterfly. And when you get this dialog box, just leave it at the default embed and say OK. Just enlarge my screen a bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Click right on the stamp set, and you'll see that these little arrows, these little markers turn to arrows. That's what we want. Then you're going to say Path, Trace, Bitmap, Image, Update, and then you get this little white box. Nothing special to see, and then you say OK. Every once in a while you see little dotted lines in there, but not always. So close this, and we'll do File, Save As. File, Save As. Pick the place that you want to save your file. I choose the desktop. I'm calling it For All You Do Butterfly, just like the stamp set. And the only other thing that you need to do is to choose Plain SVG, and then click on Save. Once you have done that, you can get back to your butterfly on your desktop and then move it into the punches. So let's do that very quickly. You open your file manager, or in my case the library, and scroll from your C drive, Program Files, My Digital Studio, and then Components. You're looking for Punches. Last time I showed you how I created a folder under Extras called Custom, and that's where I will put all my custom punches. This one I would just drag it and drop it. So you click on it and drag it into the folder, and it's ready to go. And I should have said at the beginning, make sure MDS is closed before you, or it won't recognize the new punch that you put in there. So after you've done that, you can close your file manager and open My Digital Studio. This is the card that we're going to create. I'm going to show you how to create very quickly using those darling punches. I'm using a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 template, and I got here by just creating a project by saying File and then New Project, and I picked cards and then the size that I want. You could do this, of course, on any size paper that you want. I first chose a color, a very neutral color called Sage Shadow, and said OK. And that turned my background to a nice neutral color. Something fun I'd like to show you is that I have chosen the colors that I'm working with and just pulled them down here on this bar so that I could find them very quickly. But you can do that anytime you're working with the colors you like. Is just drag and drop, and there's your colors. Say OK. So now I have a lovely background, and the stamps that I want to use is the same as the one I created the punch with. It's called For All You Do. I opened it. I have it in a color called Bermuda Bay. Want to add the line of dots here, and I want it to be just a little bit narrower. Now remember, with a ping format stamp, you cannot make it larger without getting pixelation. That's of course why we had to go through the extra steps to create our punch. As you pull, if you pull another stamp over here, you have to resize it, but I just do a copy and paste, and I have it set to go. Now, a fun trick to know is to line these up. You can always use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move just a smidgen, and that often works just great. And it's a copy, paste, and here we go. To the right, up a little, and that's lined up pretty good. And one, I think I have to do one more. Copy, and then right click and paste, and pull it out here, and just. If you're having trouble, you can always enlarge, and you can adjust. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to stop there, and then go back to 100% so you can see what I'm doing. The thing I want to do next is to put the punches on the page, and we will pull in one and resize it, and then so that I don't have to do that over and over again, I'm just going to copy and paste another butterfly. I'm going to turn the butterfly at a slight angle. This one I'm going to make much smaller, and I'll put him up here. Remember, as you come in, you are creating layers, and so the first butterfly that I put on the page is now underneath this butterfly. If you don't like that, you can always come to your layers button, and you can pull this butterfly on top. So now you can see he's the top butterfly. I'm going to take this smaller butterfly, copy and paste, because I want two more. And here we go. Down here, I'm going to turn this one, make him smaller, and I'm going to turn him this way. I'm going to make him a little smaller. Turn him up here. I think I like that. Okay, then I'm going to fill with paper that I absolutely love. It's called My Sweet Pea. There's 19 different patterns in this paper, and I'll list my materials on my blog if you want to get them. So this beautiful pink color, I think pattern 13 is what I used for the big butterfly in the middle. I want to have a pretty turquoise pattern here for this butterfly. And something I could have done to save time would have been to put drop shadow on my very first butterfly. Then as I did this, I wouldn't have to drop shadow each one, but I forgot to do that. So let's just go ahead and put the drop shadows on now. I really like the drop shadows. They add depth, make your projects look more real. Let's add a great orange pattern to this one. Oh, isn't that great? And then I've got a super pink color down here. I think it's number 19. Oops. Yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Now, suppose I want to have those little bitty flowers showing in my paper. I just come over here. Let me do that again. So I just click twice on the butterfly and I pull the paper down with my mouse key, and then maybe you just want it to be pink. It's kind of like up to you. So the other thing I did to create my card was to add the flowers and just leave them as stamps this time, but maybe you'll have them in punches you can do with next time. So I put this cute little stem down here, and what happens is the top part of the stem keeps getting in my way, so I'm going to color it, and this is a stamp set, so I can use the coloring tool, and I want to color the part of the stamp that is the same color as the background. Remember, it was Sage Shadow right there. Just use my quick brush and the top has gone away, and that eliminates that problem. I used flower 1. Let's change the color of this stamp set. And this time let's use the color picker. So this is a great tool. Go up to picker and just run your mouse over the color that you really like and say, okay, you know, that's really close to a melon mambo, but I didn't have to worry about picking a color and saying, oh, that's not quite right, and going back and getting another one. Isn't that a great match? So now I want the next flower, which is a little too big. So I'm going to pull it down here and add it maybe right in there. And I will change that color to match this butterfly. Oh, that's super. Isn't that great? This is really pops out. The greeting here is a perfect one. It's called For All You Do, and I have 2 little tricks to tell you about this one. The first one is I brought in the bracket, and I want to have a bracket on this side as well. So I use this mirror. So while that's selected, all 4 corners highlighted, I click on mirror. Whoops, create a copy, paste. Now I click on mirror, and I have 1 for each side. So, of course I did them backwards. How clever is that? That's because I'm trying to hurry and not make this video too long. And that's all for today. Here's my finished card with a few little brads on it, and I had a lot of fun making this card. I hope you will too, and I hope to see you at my next tutorial. See you next time.